My name is Tim Hart, branch manager of VanDyk Mortgage here in Fort Myers. Got my buddy on today, Lewis Worrall with Always Affordable Electric. Lewis, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. And figure we got hurricane season, creeping up. And as usual, before the Sahara dust cloud came rolling through, it was the most active. Every year is the most active hurricane season ever. You know this, right, Lewis? That's what they tell us every year.
Yeah. Well, we've done more generators this year than we have in the previous 10. So obviously people are scared.
Yeah. Have you really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And it ain't even close.
What do you, can your generators handle the Sahara dust cloud coming over?
Sure. Why not? I'm sure there's nothing in the paperwork says they can't. So I'm going to go with yes.
All right. Well, I brought Lewis on. Thought it'd be cool because he does a lot of work out around my house and with a ton of other people we all know, and kind of give you guys some hurricane tips, prepping ideas, and overall whatever else we feel like probably talking about. All right, so let's talk first thing first with hurricane prep. I think like a whole house generator is something you hear a lot of.
Yeah. Well, we do. We get a lot of people who call about the whole house generator. I'm not going to talk people out of it. I just think it's a lot of money I've lived here for 25 years now, and I think I've lost power twice. So, it's a lot of money to just be able to turn your power back on automatically. But we do them. We're not going to talk anybody out of them.
Wait, hold on. I got confused on this as well. So a whole house generator is like where your entire house runs off of one system. What you did at my house was a generator hookup, right?
Yeah. Well, the difference is the whole home generator, it's an automatic transfer switch. So once you lose power, say the generator kicks on within a minute, then it would run your house. And then when the power came back on, it automatically shuts itself off. But it's a fixed generator. So, it's mounted outside. It stays out there. It runs. The good thing is with the newer ones, they're all Wi-Fi now. So a lot of these companies will tell you need a monthly thing for your generator maintenance. No, you don't. You have a Wi-Fi signal on it. So every month you can set up on your phone whether you want it to run once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. And every time it does a diagnostic and send it to your phone saying if you need to have anything replaced on it. So then you can call someone out at that point. So you don't need the general maintenance, the maintenance monthly or whatever these other companies are trying to charge you for. Once it's installed, you can control it all now from Wi-Fi.
Damn, that's crazy, man. These things all report back to your phone all the time.
Yep, and it tells you everything. It's got like a checklist. All the green checks will come up if everything ran fine. If for some reason you need to change oil, that'll pop up there. Or you're low on gas, I'm sure that comes up with it.
But you really don't recommend that though. You said
for the money. Don't get me wrong. If you got the money, sure. It's a nice setup. You don't have to do anything. Once your power goes off, even when it goes off now with the lightning storms and all, for an hour or two, it'll kick itself on. It'll turn itself off when power comes back on. But you're talking about between gas and electric, anywhere from 10 to 20 grand on these homes for, that generator just sit there and do nothing pretty much till you have a storm. It's one of those things that's great to have when you have a storm, but you lived here long enough. How many times you lost power significantly?
Yeah, I think that. Irma, Irma is one, and then Charlie. So I think it's enough though for people to. I don't know about the whole house thing, but like to be able to be prepared for a longer term outage. Because, dude, when we get in a week, that was horrible.
But now you can do it with portables. And we do a portable generator. Either we'll supply them, or even a lot of people have them in their garage. If you just want to, if you got a decent generator in your garage, anything above, 10,000 watts, 95% of homes, we can run your AC and all your standard breakers in your home. So, you still got your fans, your lights, your AC running. You just can't use, say, your water heater, your dryer.
Right.
In a crisis like that, no one's doing laundry.
Yeah, no, I think the big thing is people just want their AC to run, their AC to run and their fridge and freezer to stay going. That's the main thing. Yeah,
with the ones we do the 50 amp setups. So if we do like at your home, we did a 50 amp setup, and Well, they have now are dual fuel generators. They have tri-fuel too, but they have dual fuel.
This is what you did in my house, right?
Yeah. Yep. We did a 50 amp setup. And I mean, as long as you got a main breaker in the panel or anything like that, we can put an interlock kit. So even if you messed up everything completely, you're never doing anything dangerous. It will stop you from turning on the generator breaker with the main breaker at the same time. So you're not backfeeding the lines. And I mean, it's literally a 15-minute process, putting your generator out, plugging the cord in to the generator, plugging it into the wall, shutting your main breaker off, lift the interlock kit, turn your breaker on, and now you're backfeeding your panel, and you turn on, and you can use whatever you want.
Yeah, I got Jay Legase on here. He said 9 days he was out after Irma. Never again, he said. My man went out and got himself a whole house generator, and he ain't playing games.
No, and I agree with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, we'll do them, but I mean, there's other options with the portable. You can still do the portable, and I mean, what a bunch of people have been doing is they have the 120-pound tanks. You can get there. It's like a big scuba tank. These propane tanks, you can get them from, there's people who actually service them and send them to you, or you can order them from Home Depot and have someone fill it and just store it in your garage. Because the good thing with propane is it doesn't go bad. Once it's stored in your garage, I mean, you can use it anytime. Gasoline, you can only store up to 6 months to a year.
Right, and then you may have problems getting it as well.
Yeah.
But isn't propane better for the generators?
Yeah, it runs clean. It runs cleaner through the generator. I mean, you don't have to worry about the carburetor gunking up on you. I don't know if you ever run a generator, but if you don't run all the gas out of it, that gas sits there and just rusts the gas tank out of it. So I mean, you got to drain them.
I learned my lesson one time on that. Actually, I think I learned it twice, to be honest, because it was even more dumb. But it was you got to turn off the whatever. You got to run it to shut up the gas, go into it, and then let it run out. Right?
Yeah. And if you don't, what we've been running into this year is a lot of people have the old gas from Irma, and they go out there and try to start them up because it's that time of the season. They gunk up the carburetor, so we got to go out there, and I got a guy who goes out and cleans carburetors for them and stuff like that. But because they didn't drain the gas out. With the propane, you just disconnect. Generator shut itself off.
That's what I had to do. I had to call a guy out twice in like 3 years. He came out the second time. He told my wife, he's like, dude, I told him not to do this. She's like, have you met my husband? All right. So we got the generator hookup. So speaking of generators, which ones do you recommend? Because there's, a lot of options out there.
If you're doing a whole home, we recommend Generac. I mean, Kohler's a good brand too, but we use Generac. They've been around longer. They have a nice setup. It's easy. They have the Wi-Fi ones. I'm sure Kohler has their own version of it, but Generac is a nice, easy setup. It's clean. For us to use it, I mean, people buy Kohlers all the time because I guess you can get them from Lowe's or Home Depot, so you can get a discount. So we'll actually hook up other people. If you buy the generator, we'll hook them up. But they're the two brands I would recommend, at least a whole home. Mm-hmm. And then we've been using Duramax and Generacs for, portable. I mean, I prefer the dual fuel though. So that's why we like the Duramax, because you can use gas or you can use propane. So, I mean, if you can't get the gas, you can get the propane tanks.
All right. So then, I mean, I saw the difference was like $300, I think, right?
What for a dual fuel?
Yeah, dual fuel compared to the other one.
Yeah, it's about $300.
Well, you think it's worth it?
Oh, absolutely. For one, you can store the propane. I mean, once you store that propane, you got it there. I mean, if you don't already have propane at your house, you store 2 tanks there. I mean, you just set them and forget them. Then when you need to store them, you just pull them out and just hook them up.
Okay. I appreciate you hitting the Ron Popeil line with set it and forget it too. That was nice. Set it and forget it.
See?
Okay, so we got generators, we got the whole house ones. And again, what is the one I got called?
What, generator?
No,
you have a manual. You have a manual setup. So all it is, you have automatic, which is the one that sits outside, and you have a manual, which pretty much you just got to hit the switches on and hook it up.
Okay. So the other thing we want to talk about is surge protectors for your house.
Yeah. So especially if you're going to do a generator setup with a lot of these, I mean, I know a lot of people use LCEC and FPL, but the only problem with that is when you're using them for your surge protection is if you have the manual transfer or even the automatic transfer, it disconnects power from the main breaker. So at that point, you don't have surge protection anymore because their surge protection is on the collar of the meter. See, the surge protection we install it at the panel or in the panel, so it's after the main power coming in. So when you run your generator, now you still have surge protection at that point. And I mean, with the generators, generators rev up and down. They're, you could get problems with them. I mean, anything. It's just nice to have the surge protection on, especially with everything now that has, circuit boards in them. You don't want to surge the system at any point.
Gotcha. Okay. So the surge protectors, we got the whole house generators, the manual setup. Is there anything else that people need to know electricity-wise about hurricane prep?
Well, I mean, as long as you have the setups correctly, we dealt with a lot during Irma. We had people come and they had their neighbors come and backfeed systems and hook up generators incorrectly. And I mean, they would blow, and the insurance company won't cover you. Once they come in, they inspect, and I mean, unless you tell them, hey, I don't know what happened, but a lot of these people tell them, hey, we hooked up a generator and this is what happened. But they ask to say, well, did you have it hooked up through a licensed electrician? And they say, no, we had a lot of people hook up generators incorrectly. They just blow out the systems and blow out, stuff in their house because it's not done right. Or they're backfeeding the line. You got linesmen out there working on lines. Now you're backfeeding the lines if they don't have a smart meter in their house. So if you don't do it correctly, I mean, if you don't just blow up your stuff, I mean, you can hurt somebody just as well.
Yeah. So what about supplies, man? What do you, I mean, I don't, you don't have to talk about like freaking stuff like that. I'm talking about like, is there anything you should have on hand during a hurricane that you can think of?
Well, I mean, if you have that generator set up, especially, I would say automatically get yourself, if you have a dual fuel generator, grab yourself a couple of those propane tanks, store them in there. Other than that, I mean, flashlights are nice to have, but with the generator, you shouldn't need anything like that. I mean, you're going to have full range of your home with, your AC running if you get something, 12,000, like I said, 12,000 or above. But I mean, if you're going to be stuck in the house with your family, I mean, alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol. My other thought was like not only alcohol, but like also guns and ammo to protect yourself from all the neighbors on day 7 when they're trying to get into your house to get in the AC.
Well, now they're going to stop serving alcohol at bars. You better have your guns ready because people are going to come looking for it.
What's going on out there, man?
You can't open up and shut us back down. Once you let us in the bars, you can't kick us out.
Yeah. Drinking in a bar, bad. Waiting in line at Publix, good. You can go to a restaurant and drink, but you can't do it at a bar. What's going on?
Sense.
Who's running the show, man? Who's running the show?
If I own a bar, I'm just saying we're protesting and inviting everybody in for drinks.
Yeah,
just
whatever everyone's supposed to sign.
Yeah, you're allowed. Yeah, sign a protest thing. You're in there. You can do whatever you want at that point.
Yeah, you better like this. Just holding this while you all drink.
I'm protesting.
I'm protesting. What are you gonna do? Call you a liar?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy, man, crazy. Well, all right, buddy. Anything else? What's the craziest thing you've seen in your electric career besides help your buddy get his attic fan going that was never there to begin with? What else do you have?
I've seen people have their power shut off and they jam something in the meter to get it to run. And I've seen like they just jam like little pieces of metal in between to get the power to go through. Just melts the meter, stuff like that. I've seen the stuff when the storm comes is the best because people will find any which way to get power in their house. I mean, they're backfeeding their system, whatever they can find. Houses that are plugged into with suicide cords with two, so they can plug in their neighbors. You can't do that.
What are suicide cords?
That's what people do is they make a cord so you have a male end go into your generator and then a male end go into say your dryer or your range or somewhere in your house that will backfeed the house. But the only problem with that is if that cord comes out the wall, it's pretty much a 240 volt taser just bouncing around and wherever it is. That's why.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
No, you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why when we do them, the cords, you'll have a female and a male end. The female end is, if it falls out, that's the end that has power. You can't shock yourself by touching the end of it.
Gotcha. Okay. 10-4, man. Well, that was fun. None of your friends jumped on and said anything stupid, which is very surprising.
I have no friends.
I'm disappointed in them, actually. I thought they'd be here. They must be all mad, like trying to do a mad rush to the bar real quick to do 5 shots. Actually, I think it's instant, wasn't it? Did they say?
I didn't see. I just seen it come across Facebook, so I didn't even know if it was true until you told me.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Up next, we won't be able to do Zoom. We won't be able to do Facebook Live because coronavirus can transmit through this probably. Or something.
Through the electric.
It's electric. All right, brother. Well, hey, if anyone wants to get in touch with you concerning electric or any other kind of social commentary, where can they connect with you? Always Affordable Electric. How should they call you?
Oh, they can call the office is 239-229-6377. I mean, we're on Facebook. You can email us at alwaysaffordableelectricinc@yahoo.com. We have a website that, you can go through that too as well. We're on Angie List, Home Advisor. So anywhere you can get a hold of us at.
Gotcha. I got you tagged in the post as well. So, hey, if y'all need anything from, electric wise here in Southwest Florida, Lewis is the man. Known him. When did you join BNI? What year?
It's been about 8 years.
8 years, man. Known him for 8 years. Does a knockout job every time. Love him. Good job, bro. Appreciate it, Lewis.
Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend, sir.
You too.
Set up that with your dad, man. Let's do it.
I was just going to tell you, my dad will be over tomorrow. If you want to run something, you let me know.
What?
He comes by on the weekend, so he'll probably be by tomorrow.
We gotta do some kind of. You gotta get me on the weekday thing, man. Or do we have to? Does he drink? Does he need to have a beer or two in him to really liven it up, or what?
Oh no! Well, he starts that in the morning, so you're good.
All right, man. Yeah, we gotta set this up. Find out what he wants to talk about, and we'll do it.
He loves Bigfoot, so.
Dude, you watched our Skunk Ape one, right, with Dave Shields?
Oh yeah, he loved it.
Yeah.
He goes down there once, twice a year to that place down there that you were talking to the guy.
Right. The Skunk
He always
Ape
told me, even when I was a kid, he told me if he ever hit the lottery, that's all he's gonna do is go around the world and do the things to find the skunk ape and Bigfoot.
God bless him. Yeah, we got to talk about Skunk Ape. I want to hear about it.
That's not even the best part. I mean, just get him talking. Don't worry, he'll bring his own stuff into it.
All right.
He's pure entertainment.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, sir.
Not a problem. Thank you.
See you, buddy.
All right.
Bye-bye.